Hello everyone, hope you are all doing well. This video will be covering the classification society. We have been talking a lot about rules and regulations. Last video we were talking about the IMO conventions and all, and there were three parts. One was the flag state, who was empowered to do the audits and inspections. The other one were the commercial operators, who were again they were having some interest. How did this classification society come into the picture? Where are they coming from? What is this authority? How did it all develop? And what is the purpose of their being in existence, for that matter? So that's all. That and a lot of other things we'll be covering in this video. So please stick on till the end. This is a very informative video, and a lot of people might not know this details. And this is all very basic. It's very good for seafarers and the shore stuff together. And you should know what is a classification society, what do they do, how did they come about, all those things. Yeah. Thank you so much for being with me, and let's dive into the video. Hello everyone, hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much for joining with me in this video. Let's go into the video. This video, as I mentioned, will be covering the classification society. We have to start from the beginning. What is that? Where did we start? How did it happen? What are the importance of classification? What do they do in the maritime industry? This is very important. Okay. So at this end of the late 70s, what do you say? You have the stakeholders, right? You have the owners, you have the cargo owners, you have the insurers, you have the charterers. So there was a very there was no any formal way of communication or something like that. So Lloyd's had a coffee shop in London, so that's where all this started. You take classification society, or you take the insurance. Everything started from this coffee shop, where that became a very center point kind of a place where everybody used to come and meet. Meeting like that, actually the classification story started. Let's go into the video and see how it actually developed. I made a simple timeline so that it becomes very clear in the minds of people who is listening. Otherwise, it becomes very confusing. So I just thought I'll put it on a timeline, and we'll go year by year. Yeah. What is the classification society? About classification society, the first break happened in 1760, where the register society was formed. What is a register society? Basically, they used to classify the ships. They were thinking, the insurers basically, they wanted to understand how to insure the ships. They did not have any standard yardstick for calculating the quality of the ship. So they wanted to have some set of regulations, rules, so that there is something where they can rely on, and it will help them in creating the insurance. Okay, that's how this classification actually started. So initially the condition of the hull was classified as A, E, I, O, U. Can you believe it? It's the 5 vowels they started, A, E, I, O, U. So they started like, okay, we will have this notation for for the hull of the vessel, and for the equipments and machinery they were giving GMB. GMB is basically good, middle, and bad. So that's what the indication they started. You would have seen these ships. Presently you have class. I don't know whether seafarers might have seen what class is the ship. Every classification society gives a notation to the ship. Okay, there they write A1, B2, C3 or something like that. So that's where it is. That's A for the hull, and the numeral for the what do you say, for the equipments and machinery. Okay, so this GMB were replaced by 1, 2, 1, 3. So it was like good, bad and ugly. Okay, so this is the what do you say, the birth of classification society, you can say. So they wanted somebody, okay, they have given this, so they wanted somebody to actually visit the ships, inspect the ships and give this grading. Okay, they had a proper checklist. So based on that, they wanted to rate the ships based on the quality of inspection and what they find out on the ship. Okay, so this register society, later it was the Lloyd's Register, which is known as of now today. This was the same as Register Society on that day. So this register actually had all the list of ships. Okay, list of ships with it was like a database of ships with quality of the ship, you know. So that was an excellent tool for the insurers, so that they can get an idea of the quality of ship, and then based on that they could have the insurance premium or something like that, and they could talk with the ship owner. So that is the birth of the classification society and the insurance. Both actually started together in the same coffee shop. Okay. So next comes 1828, where Bureau Veritas was formed. Okay, they moved to Paris in 1832, but after 1760, that is almost 40 plus 28 years, around 68 years, 70 years later, the next classification society was formed. You know, they were christened in Antwerp, and then they shifted to Paris. So 1760 was the first, where the now known today Lloyd's was formed, and in 1828 Bureau Veritas was formed, and after that it was 1834 where first set of rules for classification of ships were actually made, you know. So the Lloyd's Register made the rules that, you know, what are the classification, how the ships should be built, what should be maintained, what should be the equipment. All those classification rules as we know them today were first coined in 1834. Okay, so similarly all the classification societies started making their own rules and regulations of making the ships and construction of the ships, etc., etc. Okay, then we had this RINA. RINA started their operations in 1861. They helped all the Italian ship owners, you know. DNV, again DNV was established in 1864. After the adoption of rules by Norwegian Insurance Society. So they had the rules, so they started this one, and DNV came into force in 1864. Okay. So 1760 to 1864. 1760 was Lloyd's, and DNV was in 1864. So that's almost a decade past, you know. Then after that, 1867, GL was formed. GL actually recently merged with DNV, and they came in DNV, GL, and I think recently in 2021 they have removed that GL from their name, and now it's only DNV. 1899, NKK was formed. Again, people started, you know, then a lot of classes were formed. 1939 was, you know, again a big break, where 1930 we had the Load Line Convention come into force. Okay, Load Line Convention told, because you have so many classification society and you have so many class rules. So why don't you come together and make unified rules and regulations, so that it will be easy for ship owners to build the ships. Okay, and it will be easy for all the compliances to be checked and everything to be you know, properly in line. So Load Line Convention suggests that all the classification society come together, and then you should make some kind of a parallel, or rather, you know, unified rules and regulations. So again, yeah, as we have discussed before, 1930 we did not have IMO, so it was all United Nations who were building all these conventions. Okay, so 1939 is the first conference where RINA brought all the classification society together, and they had a major conference. Okay, they were wanting to standardize the rules. Then 1955, you can see, almost 16 years later, there was a second major conference. So people were okay; they were agreeing with the standardization requirement. They wanted to come together, work together. Okay, so this paved the way for the International Association of Classification Society (IACS). Okay, so in 1968. The International Association of Classification Society was came into being in Hamburg in Germany, and IACS was formed. Okay, so IACS, as we all know, it's the international association. We have classification society outside the IACS also. So if the classification society of your ship is inside IACS, so that is considered very good. If the class is outside the IACS, then it is not considered that good. So that can be a question mark when you are commercially operating the vessel. All those things, you will have a problem if you are having a class of the vessel outside the IACS class. I think there are 12 classification society inside the IACS. So what do the classification society do? Okay, they are having a consultative status to IMO. Okay, it was given in 1969, I think, but the years are not very important. IMO presently consider classification society, that is IACS. Okay, no other institution. It is only IACS, and that is the only non-governmental organization which has a consultative role to IMO. Okay, classification society has a lot of technological know-how and also the knowledge. So hence IMO consults with the classification society on new regulations, rules, conventions, etc. So the IACS plays a very, very important role there. Compliance from the yard. So basically, classification society is decided of the ship even just after the owner decides to build a ship. So the classification society has to be there for plan approval, designs. So they approve the ship in every stage. Every plate is approved, every equipment is approved, every machinery is approved. So they are there in the yard. Okay, so continuously they see to it that the ships which are built as per the classification rules and regulations, also the national rules and regulations, international rules and regulations. So they combine everything and make it into the ship which is compliant to all applicable regulations. Okay, the class rules and the technological rules and the technical rules of the flag state were combined in the convention called SOLAS, Safety of Life at Sea. All the construction, everything is all amalgamation of IMO and Classification Society. All the rules are combined into SOLAS. Assist flag state with statutory inspections. Most of the statutory inspections are today done by most of the statutory certification inspection are done by the Classification Society. Okay, they are called the recognized organization or the RO of the flag state. So flag state can always deputize the Classification Society to do their statutory inspections. So they help flag state in compliance that way also. Publication or update of rules. As we saw, the first was mentioned. First register was published by Lloyd's. and the rules and regulations were also published by Lloyd's. So now all the classification societies publish their rules and regulations, and again it is all combined in AX, so it will not be much different from this one. But the EX combinedly create the rules and regulations, generate the rules and regulations. They keep on updating also, because there are so many new technologies coming in, new ships coming in, new type of ships coming in, new engines coming in. So there are so many. The maritime industry is moving at an enormous pace which it has never seen before. Okay, this is an excellent speed for innovation, and the amount of technology the industry is seeing is never was seen before. Okay, so there are so many updates being happening. So EX ensures all these rules and regulations are updated and publicized to all the relevant parties. Okay, publish the register of class ships. Again, as we mentioned, there is always a register, Lloyd's register, something like that, similar. So EX publishes the list of ships, all class ships, and with their condition, so that everybody knows the condition of the ship and what is the class of the ship, etc., etc. Okay, so this is one of the very important publications of the EX, so that the owners, the charterers, the cargo owners, everybody knows of the vessel's condition, how good the vessel has been built. Okay. That was a brief history and what classification societies do. I think it has given you a good idea on the basics of classification society. So I have not gone into various other deep topics, the classification society, how they operate, what is the harmonized system of certification. All those things we have not gone. This is all very basic. The whole overview, how actually the classification society came into being, how they started putting rules. Now everybody knows classification society. They make rules, they come on the ship, they inspect, they do for flag stay, they give the statutory inspection, everything. Okay, so but the history, it is very not known to a lot of people. Okay, so that is why I thought we should go for that, and I think you have gained some knowledge from this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. As we always mention, these are the websites which we are maintaining. maritimeplatform.com, where you can see this video. This is a platform. This is a website where you can see this video. Seafarers Clan is like a Quora, where you can ask questions and your questions will be answered. Seafarers blog, we have written a lot of blogs there related to shipping and merchant marine and seafarer, so you can go there. Shipshorejob.com/careers will give you a lot of shore job openings which we are helping the owners without any financial gain or something like that. So we are just trying to help out. So you can go through all these websites, and thank you so much for being with us. I have also mentioned the handles for different social media platforms. So please do go there, and all the links to this video or all the videos will be given there. So you can go and follow us. Thank you so much. Take care. Be safe. Always follow COVID appropriate behavior. Have a nice day. Take care.